Welcome back to another lesson. This is the second part of my series on the 2-5-1 progression. In the first part, I explained what the 2-5-1 is, and in this part, what I'd like to do is give you some options for voicing the 2-5-1. So I'm going to give you 5 sort of examples or voicings that you can use, and we're going to cover them in the key of C. So my 2-5-1 is going to be a D to a G to a C. And their tonalities are going to be, the first one is going to be minor to major to major. The second one is also going to be minor to major to major. And these are going to be probably the most common ones that you use. Third one is actually also going to be minor to major, and then fourth will be major to minor, and then the fifth will be kind of a combination of different voicings. So let's get right to it. The first 2 voicings are sort of canon, so you should really start by memorizing those. And again, I'm going to show them in the key of C. So my 2-5-1 is a D to G to C. And the first voicing is, for the bass note, for my left hand, I'm going to use D, G, and C. And for my right hand, I'm going to play this. I'm first going to play it and then break it down. Now, in the right hand, what I played was F, A, C, and E for the D minor. And this is actually a D minor 9. Then I moved this C down 1 semitone, playing actually a G 13th chord, and then I played an E, G, B, and D in my right hand. Now, of course, you should, as always, transpose this to all different 12 keys. You know, if you're in the key of B flat, then you'd be playing, or in the key of G major. So you need to be able to react quickly, and this is only achieved by just memorization. Now for the second voicing. Again, I'm going to play D, G, and C for the bass in my right hand. Sorry, in the left hand. And in the right hand, I'm going to play this is basically like an inversion of the previous voicing. So let me show you what I'm playing here. I'm playing for the D minor, it's actually D minor 9, a C, E, F, and A. Then for the G, which is a G 13th chord, what I'm doing is I'm taking this C down a semitone. And then for the C major 9, I'm playing this. So in the right hand, it's a B, D, E, and G. Now, here are 2 bonus voicings. You can use what I played in the right hand as a voicing for your left hand while accompanying yourself. So when you see a D minor to a G to a C, a 2-5-1, you could play. So what I'm playing here in the left hand are exactly is the voicing or the first voicing, and I'm playing the notes I played in the right hand. And I can also do this with the second form. I can play Now this is called rootless voicing because you're basically omitting the bass note. There's nothing that's playing the D, G, and C. There's no left hand. Now what was in the right hand moved to the left hand, and the left hand got omitted. So this sort of voicing will be used either when playing in a band, so you have a bass player that's playing the bass notes that you're omitting, but you could also use it for just playing the 2-5-1 in the left hand. The listener's mind sort of fills in the missing notes. So sometimes it actually sounds pretty good, and it even sounds a bit more sophisticated or mature. And the exact choice of voicing, number 1 or number 2, will depend on the range in the piano where you're at. So if I'm playing in the key of C major, this sounds pretty good, while if I play this, which is the second voicing, it kind of sounds muddy. On the other hand, if you think of something like, say, the key of F, this is the first voicing. So if I play the first voicing, the first one might be a bit too high up. So maybe I'd use the second form. So depending on, you don't want to go too far down and sound too muddy, or too far up where you interrupt your right hand or just sound too thin. Now let's move on to the third voicing. So I'm going to play it and then I'm going to break it down. It goes like this. So here's what I played. For the first chord, I played a D and G in the left hand, and then C, F, and A in the right hand. Then for the G, or the fifth, I played this. So G for the bass note, and B, E, and this is a G sharp. And then this C major 9. So a C in the left hand and a B, D, E, and G in the right hand. This voicing here that you start out with, it's called a quartal voicing because you have basically a bunch of fourths in there, and then you have a third. So this fourth, or this combination of fourths, gives this a modern sound. It's also called a so what voicing because it's sort of, well, it's not sort of, it's actually the chord, the first chord that is played in Miles Davis' song So What from one of his famous albums. It goes like this. Well, just the first two chords. Now for the fourth voicing. This is going to be a major. So I've shown you three options for minor to major to major. Now let's play a major to major to minor. And it's going to be this. And in fact, you can also do a major in the end. Let me just play it and then we'll break it down. Okay, so in the left hand, again, I played the D to G to C. In the right hand, I played this. This requires a bit of a stretch. There are a few places or a few chords where you really need big hands to get this going. So you're allowed to omit the uppermost note if this is too much of a stretch for you. So the notes I'm playing are F sharp, C, F, and A flat. Now I'm moving everything down a semitone. So my next chord is this: F, B, E, and G. And then for my final chord, I'm playing either a C minor 9 or a C major 9. So for the C minor 9, it would be this. In the right hand I'm playing a G, B flat, D and E flat, or a C major 9, which is a G, B, D and E. So this gives you kind of a bluesy sound to what you're playing, and you can let's say you're playing a sort of progression in C, but you have an E going to an A, going to a D, going to a G, going to a C. So this is a combination. So this is a succession of 2-5-1s, and I'm just going to use this voicing to sort of give you an idea of where it might be used. But for the E to the A to the D minor, let's say that's an E major to A major to D minor, you'd play so I use this, the E to the A to the D minor 9. That's exactly the voicing I played before, just transposed up 2 semitones. By the way, sometimes you can maybe use your thumb if it's geometrically possible to add one more note that's a semitone, sorry, 2 semitones below the lowest note. So most of the time you won't be able to do this, but for this A voicing I used, it was actually possible. So this thickens up the voicing just a bit. Now we've come to the 5th and final example. So I'm actually going to play a progression here, and the progression is going to be a sort of a combination or a succession of these 2-5-1s. And they're going to be minor in this case. So I'm going to start with, when I say minor, usually I mean end up in a minor chord. So let me just play it and then we'll go over it and break it down. Okay, so what did I play here? For the first chord, I played, this is what's called a minor 7 flat 5 chord. This is a D minor 7 flat 5. So I'm playing a D. Again, all of these cases I'm playing a D to a G to a C. So I'm playing, and in the right hand I'm playing C, D, F, A flat. The next chord has a sharp 5 and a sharp 9 in it. So it's a G dominant 7, but with a sharp 5 and sharp 9. And in the right hand, I'm playing a B, E flat, F, and a B, E flat, F, and B flat. And then a C minor 9. So C, G, B flat, I'm in the right hand, B flat, D, E flat, G. For the next trio of chords, I'm actually not playing a 2, I'm playing a 4. So it's kind of a chord substitution. So it's kind of an F to a G augmented to a C minor 9. And the notes I'm playing are F to G to C in the left hand, and A, D, E flat, G. And then for the G, I'm playing a B, D, E flat, and G. For this C minor 9, I'm playing C and D in the left hand, and B flat, D, and E flat in the right hand. Now I'm playing a D9 but with a flat 9. So it's a D for the bass in the right hand, and F sharp, A, C, E flat. And this is again this can be thought of in a few different ways, but this is a G flat 9, could be augmented 5. So for the G, I'm playing a G in the left hand, and then F, A flat, B, and let's say D sharp in the right hand. And my final chord is a C minor 9, but it's actually what's called a C minor 9 major 7. So as you can see, I'm playing a double bass of a C in the left hand, and in the right hand I'm playing E flat, G, B, and D. And then the final chord is again the same dominant D flat 9, and then just add or finish up with the C minor. So E flat, G, and C in the right hand. So I hope I've given you sort of a range of voicings that also showcase different sounds that you can get out of the 251 and the versatility of the progression. So you've heard minor and major variations, and I think sort of different moods you can set with this. As far as practicing goes, take each of these voicings, or take the ones that you liked, and simply transpose them to all possible 12 keys. I would start, if you don't know them already, I would start with the first 2 examples, really get to know them, and be able to play them quickly and transpose them as needed within the song. Then, once you get the basic minor, major, major 251 under your belt, you can pick or explore the more exotic voicings that I've shown you here. That's it for now. In the next video in the series, I'm going to sort of try to show you where the 251 is used, or how you can use it in context. So that's going to be the next video in the series, and the final one as well. That's it for now, and I'll see you next time.